The first time I tried tapping, I almost walked away. I thought it's ridiculous. I'm going to be tapping on my face, talking about my problems out loud, and they will go away. A little bit too woo-woo for me. And yet, take it from somebody who went from weekly panic attacks in the bathrooms of Goldman Sachs to not remembering how panic attacks feel anymore after 4 sessions. In this video, I will share with you 5 things that I wish somebody had told me before my first tapping experience. And if you're considering it, stay until the end. I'll give you a trick for spotting a good EFT practitioner, what I call the Litmus test. Picture this, it's London. I work for an investment bank. On paper, I'm crushing it. In reality, I'm falling apart, binge eating every other day until I physically hurt, spending weekends looking at the ceiling, depression, panic attacks in the office in between meetings. I perfected the art of the silent scream. And yet, I had been in therapy for years, including group therapy. I knew all about my attachment styles, my triggers, my childhood patterns. I had unpacked them to death. Oh, I had also tried a bunch of alternative therapies: crystal healing, pranic healing, sound healing, tantric healing, you name it, I did it. So by the time I came across a leaflet at my yoga studio, EFT workshop, eliminate anxiety with tapping. I was skeptical, but desperate. So I signed up. My first impression, massive disappointment. This is a posh studio, typically fully booked. And I show up and it's just 2 ladies. And we're locking eyes, and there is this silent agreement. This is a waste of our time, right? But here is what happens next. We sit down and the practitioner explains the tapping points. She's going to be dealing with each of us individually, and every time she works with somebody else, our job is to keep tapping and keep repeating as if it were our problem. What came next? The first lady starts, and she had work-related stress. So we start the tapping, and I hate my boss, and I'm so stressed about my colleagues, and this is not fair. It was the ultimate pity party. And I was supposed to play along with it. Victimhood on steroids. I didn't want to do it. Do you know how much money I've paid to Tony Robbins seminars to perfect the art of pumping myself up, putting myself in a peak state? I'm not going to undo all that work. Second lady comes. I hate my husband. This is awful. I don't know what to do about my marriage, my divorce. I didn't want to continue tapping, so I stopped. And the practitioner kindly asked me, "Oh, please continue because this is good for you." My body was screaming, I want to get away. When my turn came, I just moved through the motions. Here's the thing though, the end comes. I take my jacket, I put it on, and I realize that my upper back pain is not there. I had chronic upper back pain that was actually making breathing difficult for more than 5 years. And I had seen so many practitioners, nobody could help. And all of a sudden, it wasn't there. So I walked up to her and I asked, could this be a coincidence? And she said, no. With tapping, sometimes we get emotional gains and sometimes we get physical gains. I wasn't convinced, but I was hooked. So I booked a one-to-one session, and that was the beginning of the end of my mental health challenges. 5 things I wish I had known before my first tapping session. Number 1, the pity party is real. There is an encouragement, a real encouragement to scream and shout and take it all out. When I went there for my first one-to-one, I was boiling in rage. And she said, good, express it. I was like, no, look, I can't express it. It's going to get really ugly. We can talk about it. She said, no, express it as it is. And I did. And what happened next? I was screaming, I was punching, I was crying, all while tapping. And by the end, I felt like a different person. Number 2, even more important, the draining effect. I had my session midday Saturday and I was at home by 3 p.m. and I needed a little bit of a nap to regain my energy. Needless to say, I woke up Sunday 3 p.m. Number 3, my favorite of all, no need to believe in it for it to work. I walked in thinking this is nonsense, but my body didn't care about what my brain thought. Number 4, the surprising one, the random health gains. After my first session for a whole month, I was sleeping like a baby, the most restorative sleep ever. I was waking up totally refreshed. I never had problems with sleep, but this was another level. And number 5, the one for all the analytical minds out there. It will look and feel surreal, but in reality, it only feels like that because you are an early adopter. All unconventional ideas were rejected at the beginning. Do you know what Western Union, the telegraph giant back then, told to Alexander Graham Bell when he invented the telephone? Oh, this is just a mere toy with zero commercial value. Here's what nobody talks about, and this is why I'm telling you my story instead of just giving you information about EFT. It took me a lot of years and a lot of money to figure it out. And I'm telling you my stories as raw as it gets, because the worst thing you can do is lose your time to figure it out yourself. So listen and listen carefully. Talk therapy helps you understand your pain, and tapping releases it. You're probably sitting there thinking, sounds weird, tap on my face, really? I know. I didn't believe it either. Be as skeptical as you want. But if there is any part of you that's curious about trying it, here is a trick for spotting a good EFT practitioner. Now, most of them offer a free intro call. This is not just a get to know, this is your chance to run the litmus test on them. Here's how it works. A top notch EFT practitioner has two things under their belt. They've transformed their life, and they have experience guiding other people do the same thing. So go ahead and ask them, what kind of results can I expect and by when? A solid practitioner feels comfortable answering that. And here is the real deal. If you only take one thing from this video, make it be this one. When I walked into that workshop, I had no idea that in a month's time, my panic attacks would be a thing of the past. That in 3 months, depression wouldn't be my system anymore. And that in 2 years, I would be an EFT practitioner myself, helping others transform their life. Don't believe me though. Book an intro call and find out for yourself. See you there.